Hello all, today we're gonna do subs versus dubs. Unlike anything you've ever seen before though, this is a new take on the matter. Now, we're gonna kick off with Naruto. Naruto is it's a good example for what's about to come. We're gonna start with an English version, then the Japanese version. And do note, all the Japanese in this video are not gonna have subtitles. So you're going to listen to the English first. If you need the meaning, then remember what the English said. And that's so you could focus more on the acting. All right, let's go.
I'm not gonna run away. I never go back on my word. That's my Nindo. Okay, let's see you dodge me this time. Here goes. Impossible. The fifth Hokage, a life on the line. Rasengan!
All right, now we're going to see the Japanese one. It's only 1 minute, so bear with me. And then we're going to skip through and see the differences.
俺ってば、まっすぐ自分の言葉を曲げねえ。それが俺の人道だ。これで逃がさねえで済む。行くぜ。まさか。
Now listen here, listen to this part.
5代目火影、命をかけた戦い。螺旋岩。
Right, so why? Why is the Japanese one so much better? It's just incredible, the differences. And there are some explanations. Maybe it's an English thing. It's hard to pronounce things in English that are anime things. Maybe it's the Japanese thing that's so unique you can't really adapt it. Maybe it's a USA thing. Maybe it's the culture or the way they speak in the United States, where most of these dubs are done, is it prohibits adapting anime correctly or dubbing it correctly. Maybe it's cultural differences. And some people say it's they want to match the lips. Maybe they do, but that's not a big deal either. I think in the Japanese version, you see a lot of times the lips don't match, and that's because Japanese anime is also dubbed. It's not like Pixar where the animators move the lips of the characters to match the voice acting. The animators animate and then they record the voice acting on top of that. No, it's not. It's kind of them, but really not them. And to illustrate that, we're going to see another part. I'm not going to show you all of it. I'm going to skip through it. We're going to see a section from One Piece, from Thriller Bark, the arc Thriller Bark. And let's take a look first at Brook singing. This is the English one. Now let's hear the Japanese one. All right, now let's see if we have maybe a verse.
What's that?
Gather up all of the crew, it's time to ship out Binks's brew. Sea wind blows to where, who knows, the waves will be our guide.
Now see the Japanese one. This sounds very good. Both of them sounds very good. We can see in another part here when he shows up. Let's take a look at the English one first. There it is.
My goodness, it looks like you came to this island after all.
How did...
That's Japanese one.
いやはや皆さん、この島に入ってきてしまいましたか。
Both of them again are very good. Very good. They don't fall apart until this section here. Take a look.
3-verse humming. Arrow not slash!
Let's hear that again.
Arrow not slash!
Okay, and then let's see the Japanese one. So much better, isn't it? Really, except for this last part, the only problem with this whole section, which is mostly very good, is the translation, which is, even though you don't have to match any lips, even if they want to do that, because you see Brook from afar, or you see some other characters while he's talking, so lips doesn't need to be matched. It's still kind of translated in a way that is cartoonish. And this leads me to the point here. There's a style mismatch. That's the problem with dubbing. It's not the English, it's not the Japanese, and I'm going to prove it to you. It's a style mismatch. And that's between cartoon dubbing, the American/English cartoon dubbing style, and anime, right? And first of all, we see that when Brook sang here, it was pretty good because the style was, it's a song, so the style was nearly identical. When he spoke when he walked, it was also pretty close. So now let's take a look at an even more extreme sample of that, which is an anime of an American intellectual property, and that's Star Wars. This is from Visions, episode 1. Let's take a look at the English first.
No, run! Don't engage in close combat! Fall back!
What were you saying about close combat?
Commander! Stop! Let him go!
And now, Japanese one.
接近戦に持ち込ませるな
接近戦に持ち込ませるなだと。
旦那くそ離しやがれ
Now, those are much better, even though they're still kind of, the Japanese one is better, but they're trying to do a more of a mature content here. And that content has different style of dubbing in the United States. It just avoids the pitfall of the cartoonish kind of Pokemon kind of dubbing. And it sounds better. So that's one indicator. Let's look at another example, and that's two identical properties, intellectual properties. One is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One of them is a cartoon style, and one of them is more mature style, kind of for a movie, the last one that came out. So let's take a look. This is the cartoon style.
So he wears a Dracula costume and punches clowns. Who cares?
The dirtbag stole my sign!
Dracula costume? What kind of Dracula movies are you watching?
Look, all I'm saying is, ever since Shredder stole the ooze from TCRI and came to Gotham, we know he's been working with a new partner, right?
All right, now let's take a look at the new movie.
He's making a deal with Bad Bernie's guys tonight in an hour under the Brooklyn Bridge.
We show up in Bernie's van with the goods, and boom! Superfly is caught in our web. Did you get that, April? Did you film that?
Again, the second one sounds, I wouldn't say better, because the first one fits what you're saying. It works. They both work. But the second one sounds more kind of believable to me. Less cartoonish. So I would argue that that style of cartoon kind of voice acting is not a very good fit to anime. It's just not. Now, there's much more examples like this. You can do, for example, you can take, so here the Ninja Turtles, it's not even Japanese involved. It's just, everything is English. The source is English. It's all English. And you can have much more like this. You can take Disney originals, which are originally in English, and see how they sound in Japanese. Because if there's a cultural mismatch, Japanese shouldn't work. It shouldn't go either way. But it does. If you want to, you can comment down below. I'll do more comparisons. But it just, I think those examples are sufficient to see that it's possible to do good dubbing. It's just not, it's not a thing that they do for some reason. I don't know if it's time, it's money, it's direction. I don't know why, but they keep this cartoon style for a lot of them. Should we fix it and make proper dubs? In my opinion, no. I don't like dubs, not because of the dubs, because I think even if you try your best, even if you do the best that you can, there are still things that are embedded in the source material that you cannot translate, and you lose them. And so it's better to experience the thing through the source. That's my my opinion. Even if a dub can sometimes be better, the actor can be better, or there's a better delivery, or they had more time. Who knows? Sometimes the dub can be better, but still, that better dub will lose a lot of the qualities from the original, because when an episode is made, it's not just, they don't make it separately. The dubs and the script and the animation. There's a director, and that director has a vision, or we hope so, that unifies all of them. And when you have a dub, it's some of it is gone, because that vision changes considerably if you change the nationality of the actor and the cultural aspect of the actor. So why are we discussing this? All right, so this was a no. Why are we discussing this? Because there is one very important reason to understand style differences, and that's live action adaptation. Okay, and we're going to illustrate this in the following clip. This is from One Piece live action episode 8, Netflix one.
Take that! The great Captain Usopp fails another notorious villain!
Did you catch it? Let's try one more time.
Yeah! Take that! The great Captain Usopp fails another notorious villain!
He says Usopp, but the name of the character is Usopp. And even I probably butchered it a little bit. Usopp, the American translation, even though it's fine, it changes the One Piece enough. This tiny little thing changes One Piece enough to, and this is why it's so important to get this style correctly. It's because if you sprinkle these little mistakes across your show, and this is a great show, he could have done the exact same delivery, just say Usopp and not Usopp. It's a whole world of difference. Some of you may not hear it, I don't know, but it's the collection of those things that make small changes that makes all of this possible. Neglecting that results, in my opinion, an inferior product. That's why it's so important to understand this minutia. Now, they could say, no, it's a different character. We're adapting the manga, and we're changing it from the anime, and it's a different character. Well, it is a different character, but at some point, if your character is different enough, then decisions that they make in the show do not make any sense, because the character is different, and that different character would not make those choices. And then why keep the plot? Because now you have to change the plot to match the new character. And this accumulation of small things that do not make sense, like Usopp and Usopp, that's why it's so important to pay attention to this and figure out those tiny little things.
やべえゾノブロ偉大なるキャプテンウソップがまたまた悪党を退治してやったぜね
But you made our navigator cry.
ガブガブベスト
うちの子会師を泣かすのは許さねえガムゴ